Robert Zarzo at the Sawtooth Chromacast Clinic here in Newbury Park. You're going to perform with your band Hurricane later.
You know my brother Rudy Zarzo.
Never heard of him. No.
We were doing a benefit together, and I saw that case that he had. I said, "Hey, Rudy, where'd you get that case?" So he goes, "Oh, let me look into it," because I've always used the dual gig bag on tour. It's just a very handy piece of luggage to have, especially sometimes even though you might bring one guitar. You can put other things in the other compartment. Or if you're on tour and whatever reason you end up with another guitar, anyhow, so that's how I got involved with Chromacast, and then I saw all the great gear that they have, from all the cables and stands and guitars now with the Sawtooth. So I had talked to them about a guitar with the Floyd Rhodes, and they made it available, and it's just a really neat piece of bridge here, which I think it's been in the market for about a year and a half, the most. Floyd Rhodes developed this, so you can put this on a regular standard.
Right.
You don't have to ruin the guitar and make holes, and when you start drilling the body of the guitar, you're going to change the sound. You're going to start really messing with the vibrations of the wood. As you know, everything has vibration, not just wood. But anyhow, so I love the pickups. I love the ebony fretboard. I hear the difference in tone when you're playing rosewood or maple or ebony, and everything makes a little different when you change things around. But it's really it's a great piece of instrument. And then they anyway, I started just getting more and more involved with the company, and they asked me to do the clinic, and I said, yeah, I love doing clinics. And I said, well, what about bringing Hurricane, the rest of the guys here, to do the clinic? So it just happened that everybody was in town, everybody was available, so we're very excited to be here today and rock out a little bit. It's kind of strange feeling for me because I'm from Miami, Cuba, Miami, and my mom, 91 years old, Magnolia, is in Miami with the family and all my friends, and I see what they're going through over there. So it's kind of weird being, the band Hurricane.
Especially being named Hurricane.
And there's a hurricane that's going to be hitting, and I'm sending out really good vibes, good energy, good voodoo energy out there to push the winds and push the hurricane east out of Florida and just go away. So I'm really focusing on that tonight. So hopefully I can, when we stream, I'll get everybody that's watching to put out that good energy. So it's nice when you're playing in a very intimate environment. It's going to be a lot of good vibration. Yeah, I started Hurricane with Tony Cavasso back, I think we met in 1983, I think it was, 84, through a mutual friend, Kevin DeBro. So we started out putting the whole thing together, the whole package, and here we are, still friends and still, doing it. And we're working on new material. So Mike Hansen has been with the band for almost 10 years, and Chad Cancino just joined the band. Great singer and great musician. So yeah, we're just excited to get back out there and do the whole tour. When I was out with Queensryche for about a month, Hurricane,
you toured together.
We were out together in Queensryche, so I was opening up, changing my clothes, keeping the hat on, and going back out as Queensryche and doing that. So it was about a little bit over a 3-hour show.
Yeah, you did double duty at the House of Blues Sunset probably 4 years ago.
Texas, you name it.
That was the show
once
that night.
you go into that mode, you condition yourself, and yeah, you can play for 5 hours. I'm very aware of what I eat, what I drink, what I sleep, vitamins. You got to do that when you're on the road. You have to really be focused on why you're there. And it's a responsibility that the fans, they want to see a good show. They want to see a consistent show night after night after night in a different towns. So I just feel that it would be really unfair to not be ready for the next town.
Sure.
Well, I've got Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp with Judas Priest and Sebastian Bach coming up.
That's next. Is that next week?
That starts tomorrow for me.
Oh, really? Wow.
Well, I do a lot of internal preparations because I'm working on the soundtrack also for the documentary they're doing and working on the material for Judas Priest. This is my third one, working with Judas Priest for the rock camp, and it's a lot of fun. Those guys are great people.
And they play at Lucky Strike and Whiskey, and they have their concerts,
and the Whiskey,
the camper
Whiskey,
concerts.
And we're going to be also, I'm going to be in the studio, recording studio for 2 days, plus being at AMP Studio in North Hollywood, which I don't know if I was supposed to say that, because now there'll be a bunch of people outside the place. Working on releasing new material for next month. Next year, that is, which is pretty close already.
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. So we already cut the first one. We just have to, add a few more tracks, mix it, master it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to release a song every 2 months. I feel that it keeps it fresh, and releasing one every 2 months, it keeps it pretty consistent because we're really picky about what we're going to put out. We're not going to focus. Well, nowadays you cannot do album fillers because that's just not the way it's done anymore. And also things have changed. You don't have to write for the format of radio anymore, which it was a formula that was actually prepared for back in the 80s when you had to have so many seconds in the intro for the DJ to talk and sell the product, and then you go into the song, and then it was there was a format, a template. So now it's different. Now it's just creating really cool songs.
You toured with Bob Seger a long time ago, didn't you?
I actually did tour and hung out with Bob Seger. Wow. That was...
yeah, he's going on tour pretty soon, I think.
I hear. I want to see him. I'll tell you, back in 1980, I went out and supported Bob Seger with an artist, Dio Byron. We did a record with Jimmy Iovine, Shelly Yagas at the record plant in New York City. And then when we released the record, we were out with the Boomtown Rats, I Don't Like Monday. Remember that?
Of course. Mm-hmm.
I was 23, I think, at the time, fresh out of Miami into New York City. And so anyway, to make a long story short, I got out on tour after I met the band. I was 2 weeks later at the record plant working with Jimmy Iovine, which was a blast working with him and the rest of the guys. And then, the record was released, and I think we were out on tour that January following Christmas with Boomtown Rats, Bob Seger, and a few other artists. Oh, I think Mother's Finest. We were on tour, so we did the whole East Coast arenas. So that was great. 1980 to be introduced at the massive arena venue, totally sold out with Bob Seger. Because that's another thing with Bob Seger, the catalog of that gentleman. Wow, back in 1980, every song was a hit. Mm-hmm. So I watched every show, and night after night. I watched it on the wing of the stage. It was just so much fun to watch and see what a great performer, really down-to-earth guy. And we were touring together, and we hung out backstage and back in the hotels together. He's that kind of guy that he will, hang out with you in his hotel room and have some few, Jack and Coke. Back in the day, and yeah, that was a blast.
You were with Geoff Tate and Queensryche for several years, right?
2 years. Yeah. Really a good vibe, a good thing to do. Doing the 25th anniversary of Mindcrime was just it's a brilliant record, really well done. And I was mainly doing the Chris DeGarmo guitar work, and it's different when you hear a song and you're playing it and you're listening to headphones, but when you got to break it down and you got to really dissect every little part of that song, that's when you go, wow, this is brilliant writing. Mm-hmm. And we did the whole thing entirely just like the record, with the keyboard player Randy Gaines, who was doing all the tracks. Nothing was tracked, everything was played live, harmonies, everything. So we did a lot of touring. We did about almost 200 shows a year. We were doing that in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, Monsters of Rock with Aerosmith and Whitesnake. We did that as well. We did some great shows, and it was a lot of fun also touring with my brother.
Yeah.
That was the first national tour that Rudy and I did together.
Yeah, and how about jamming? Rudy had, he was the curator at Lucky Strike a while ago, the Soundcheck Live show where you
Yeah.
sat in and played. And
He called me up and said, hey, what are you doing? You want to do this? And I said, yeah. I mean, we talk every day. And yeah, we do that a lot of times, especially for events for awareness of MS. There's one coming up at the Los Angeles Theater in downtown, which Hurricane is going to be playing. It's a Halloween event, and that's going to be really spooky. Yeah, it's a great theater. I play there also with Steven Adler and my brother. You know, it was early in the year.
The Rock Against MS?
Yeah, Rock Against MS. Yeah, so yeah, it's. I feel good giving back. I know what it's like, and I think everybody should try to balance this universe, and you know, take a little, give a little, take a little, keep it balanced.
Former members of Hurricane, you have Kelly Hansen, who's now in Foreigner, and Jay Shellen, who is he in Yes now, or?
I believe that he was filling in for Alan White. That's what he was, but I know he's played with Asia for a while with John Payne's Asia.
Right.
And he did some dates with Yes. I don't know how many dates he did with them. And Kelly's been the front guy for Foreigner for many years.
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good fit.
And the Radiating the Rock Vault and that good
That
stuff.
too. Yeah. So
Andy or
Andy Freeman also sang with us. There's a bunch of Hurricanes in that rock vault thing.
Doug Aldrich too.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends in that rock vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Sortino, Robin McCauley, and yeah. You know, it becomes like a family. It's a rock family. And we tend to do that. It's a lot of fun, you know, when there's events going on that you normally don't get to play with, you know, with each other. And there's, you know, new faces in town now, you know, coming in for these goals, and kind of makes it, refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But NAMM show, that's when you get to see all the old faces and the new faces. That's like, you know.
Yeah. Are you gonna rock out again this year?
Probably, yeah. I always get called in for NAMM, and gosh, I've been doing that since early '80s, way back. You know.
Just like playing the country club in
Oh,
Reseda.
remember the country club?
Yeah.
Hurricane. We played there. We loved that place.
Yeah, you had the big hit on the radio, and that was a big deal.
And
that
Gazaris.
was like '87. Was it
No, before that.
'86?
I think it was
86.
And
Yeah.
Gazaris.
Yeah.
Bill Gazaris took good care of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
actually,
old
my
days.
guitar tech, Robert Poehler, his godfather was Gazaris. So when your godfather's a Gazaris, Bill Gazaris, he takes care of you. Yeah, so he actually built the shower at Gazaris for Hurricane.
Yeah.
Because he knew I like to shower after the show. I sweat. Yeah, I want to shower. I want to feel good. You know, that's why you do in Miami. You know, you shower a lot. It's humid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. So yeah, good time back in the '80s. That was a really a fun area to be. I was very fortunate to make that choice to leave New Jersey when I did, and you know, and move to Los Angeles, because you know, Miami was its own thing. It was a good training camp to be, you know, raised in Miami. I used to play till 4 o'clock in the morning with my brother. Even Frankie Benelli was our drummer in the band Lizard. There's a lot of lizards in Miami, so it's like, oh, Lizard, call the band Lizard. You know. But anyhow, so you would play 7 nights a week. You would do that, the Flying Machine at Big Daddy's, and so great players came out of there. Jaco Pastorian, which Jaco called me one day and I said, hey, I hear you selling your clarinet horn and piano. I want to buy it off you. He said, all right, come over. I bought my piano.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, Miami is good for getting the work done, and then you got to get out. Yeah, especially when disco came in. You got that. I did play disco.
Cool.
Metal disco, I would call it.
Metal disco. So we're
Excited to be here, to be performing at ChromaCast, and I'm really loving my new guitar here, the Sawtooth with the whammy. And I'm going to make this thing scream today.
cool.
And cry and whisper. I'm going to give it all the different feel to it.
Rock. Cool. Thanks, Robert.
Pleasure.
Cool.